Hello, cats and kittens, or the Jose Yoroshku. I'm back in the Crisis Corner for Manga Monday, and we're going to be looking at One Piece chapter 1140, Scopper Gaban. Interesting chapter. Uh, the main takeaway from this is I'm interested in a power scaling at this. Not that power scaling is everything, but I am interested in the power scaling. As we know, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami have run into Scappa Gavan. They don't know who he is. They just know he's an old man that has the key to free Loki that they want, and he has challenged them to take the key from him. Luffy at this point accepts the challenge, but he's not taking it dead serious. He just thinks this is an old man who has a key that he wants, and I'm just going to take it from him. But he should know by now, honestly, having run into Rayleigh, that old men are not to be trifled with in One Piece. In his own world, he should know that by now. Old men can be extremely dangerous, but he takes this lightly. Maybe he's full of himself, seeing how he's already squared off against celestial dragons, not celestial, the what you call them, the Gorosei, and he fought against admirals and stuff like that. So let's say he's full of himself and thinking, I can just take whatever from this old man. It's not a big thing. He quickly finds out. Okay, he messed around and found out. You can't take the key from him. The interesting thing in here is he's not going all out from the get-go. And Scopper is going necessarily all out yet. He's trying to provoke him. He's provoking him to really put up an effort. In dodging Luffy's attacks, I'm assuming Scopper is using observation. Luffy can't lay a finger on him, and I'm guessing Luffy's not really engaging observation in trying to take the key, so he's not reading his movements. Either that or Scopper is moving so fast it doesn't make a difference. Either way, again, I'm trying to figure out where he scales, where everybody kind of scales at. So he aggravates Luffy. And Luffy makes a greater attempt to try to get the key, especially after after Scopper mocks Shanks slightly. This irritates Luffy and, angers him. And we know that your observation haki is lessened the angrier you are. You have to stay calm so as to tap into your observation and read people's movements. To have that type of premonition or whatever. Clearly, Luffy is not calm, so maybe that's affecting his observation, or maybe Scopper's is just so, high-ranked observation that it doesn't matter. He's not going to get that key from him. In any case, he schools him. He even goes to the point where he shoves the key into his mouth and prepares to attack him with his axes that we've seen him use in his youth. He pulls out the axes and he's about to let loose an attack. And it kind of reminds me of when Zoro was about to attack Kaido with a slash, and Big Mom called out to Kaido, dodge that attack. This ain't nothing to fool with, dodge that attack. Because Zoro basically does the same thing with Luffy, hey, look out. And also goes to the point of jumping in and blocking the attack with his swords, which is cool. I like their teamwork. And even Scopper notices, he said, he's got a good crew. He's got, his people's watching his back. And they are prepared to attack Scopper. And here's another interesting point. Luffy goes Gear 5. Now, he's going Gear 5 against the likes of Lucci. He had to do it definitely against Saturn and against Kizaru. That makes sense. Lucci, I didn't think he should have had to go to Gear 5 to take him out. I don't care how much Lucci improved. He should have been able to take him out Gear 4 in my mind. In my mind. So he goes Gear 5, and we don't get to see the result of him going Gear 5 plus Zoro, and he's using his, at least he's using advanced armament because we see the lightning coming out of his blades. But, Scalper gives up because at this point I'm thinking he's seen what he needs to see. My real question is if he did want to engage them, could he have engaged them both at the same time? And if that's the case, again, where is the scaling here? Because we kind of know for a fact that Rayleigh is not equal to Blackbeard right now. So Blackbeard scales above Rayleigh. Rayleigh and Scopper should be close to even, or maybe Rayleigh's a little bit higher. Again, it's that type of Zoro Sanji dynamic, although with Zoro and Sanji at this point, I would say Zoro is clearly ahead of Sanji, although maybe not by such a great extent, but he's clearly ahead of him. So if we're saying that Scopper is even with Rayleigh, but Blackbeard's above them, where does Luffy scale to Blackbeard? We don't know because Luffy never got a chance to go one-on-one with Scopper, and we haven't seen he wasn't going all out life and death, so that makes a difference as well. But it's kind of the scaling is kind of interesting to me right now. Just at this point in the story, I'm interested in seeing how these people scale to each other. I'd love to find out, and we won't find out for a while because they call off the fight. Scopper gives them the keys and just says, "Hey." Interesting statement. He says, "If Elbaf is intact by the time you leave, come and see me." Okay, where is he going? If there's such an imminent attack that's coming, and Elbaf is in danger, and his wife is in Elbaf, and his child's in Elbaf, where is he going? Should you stick around and help us take care of whatever's coming? I don't know. Old men, they're crazy. They do what they want to do. So they don't want to see him anymore. So they say, we don't never want to see you again, old man. Thanks for the key. It's over. That passes. We'll get back to them, I guess, later. But the main not problem, but another interesting thing I see here is that Shamrock, I guess in what's her name, Ginkgo. Shamrock is still running around preparing to kidnap these kids. Okay. Ginkgo, whatever her name is. She says she's going to make the call to summon others, right? This is interesting because back in Egghead, Saturn summoned the other Gorosei. So it was a point-to-point summonings or whatever you want to say. He instigated the summonings and brought them from Merijois to Egghead. So it's a point-to-point call with someone on the other end. When Fake Shanks and Homegirl arrived in Elbaf, they just popped up. So unless I'm missing something, you let me know. Unless I'm missing something, either someone had to, initiate the summonings, or they can just teleport to wherever they want, whenever they want. If that's the case, everybody's in trouble. Why haven't they invaded Elbaf before? If they could just go there with impunity, go anywhere. What's the mechanics behind the summonings? Is what I'm interested in. I'm not saying it's wrong or this is a plot hole or something like that. I just want to know how it works. Because if they could summon themselves anywhere they want, whenever they want, what is the limitations or what's the dynamics of how that actually works? Hopefully, we can find out at some point. It's not a big problem, but it could be. I mean, it's kind of like that. Whatever it is, the power that Emu used to destroy the Lelouch kingdom. Why can't he use that anywhere that he wants to? And if he can, why didn't he blow up Elbath and just get rid of these people who won't bend the knee to them? It seems like if you don't bend the knee to the world government, you get destroyed. So why not just get rid of Elbath and don't have to worry about them defying you? I don't know. Again, there must be some mechanics to it firing off that weapon that prohibits them using it anywhere, anytime. There has to be. Obviously, there is. But again, the summonings is interesting to me. And we see two new holy knights, which is Saint Summers and Saint Killingham, who will be participating in a game to kidnap these kids. Again, the summonings is such that you have to have, it's stated that you had to have a mark to go through the abyss, which seems to be the channel through which you teleport during these summonings. So they can't take the kids back by a reverse summon, so they have to take them out on a ship. Interesting. So they're going to have to physically grab these kids and take them away. Obviously, everybody's not going for that, so there's going to be a battle of some sort. They seem to think it's going to be a game, like a sport. Which, my next question is, how powerful are these people? Again, the scaling is going to have to come up. Because if they are tremendously powerful, like elite powerful, like on the level of, the Gorosei or something like that, how many people on the island can actually deal with that? Probably Loki, Luffy, Zoro. I guess some of these giants got to be crazy strong, but none of them, I think, are that much stronger than Luffy. Especially if they're underlings in his armada. So, I mean, after that, you got maybe Jinbei, and you're just scraping the bottom at that point. The rest of the Straw Hats are not equipped to handle a battle of this sort. Again, this crew is extremely top heavy. It's Luffy, I forgot Sanji. Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Jinbei, those top four. After that, it gets lighter. And if you're dealing with people like these Saint Knights or these Holy Knights, the crew needs to level up. They got to level up. People like Robin, she got to get like armament hockey. Frankie, he might need some new weapons or something, but the mid-level has to get closer to the top level, and the weak trio or whatever got to get strong. Otherwise, they are going to be murdered. They're going to be murdered if they go up against Blackbeard's crew. But that's another story for another day. So I'll just keep it short and say it was a good chapter. Little tidbits of information and nuggets of information are coming forth that makes things a bit more interesting. There's no break this week, so there's going to be a new chapter. This game, I suppose, is going to begin, and I look forward to seeing how it plays out. And I hope the mid-tier Straw Hats get some kind of boost coming out of Elbath, especially the likes of like Usopp. He's got observation hockey, and it's never been spoken of again. Let the man beast out and do something. Anyway, that's it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you understand the mechanics of some of these things, like the summonings or the power scaling between some of the elite level fighters. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, that's all I got for now. Look forward to the next chapter. Until then, stay loose.